Okay, we're back and we're doing a study on the book of Revelations. We're going to do a synopsis, brief overview of what we're going to be talking about in the next couple of days. In Revelations chapter 1, we've already done, and that is the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave to John in order to write the things that he saw, the things that are, and the things that must surely come to pass. Chapter 2 talks about the churches. There's 7 churches that are listed in chapter 1. Chapter 2 and 3 are the letters or the admonition that John is given by God to give to the churches. So here in chapter 2 and 3, we talk about the 4 churches in chapter 2, and 3 of the churches are mentioned in chapter 3. In chapter 4, we're going to be talking about the revelation that God gave John. John went to heaven by God and saw revelation. So God called John and he saw revelations of God, what was going on in the heavenly host, and the things that he saw, the things that were, and the things that shortly must come to pass. Jesus Christ calls John. John sees one sitting on the throne. When he sees one sitting on the throne, he sees 24 seats around the throne and 24 elders sitting on those seats. And then we see 4 beasts also there. So we got 24 elders, we got 4 beasts, and we're going to talk about what all this represents. The 24 elders, we're going to talk about the 4 beasts and their representation in the Word of God. So we want to stay with the Word of God and not get outside of our own ideas and philosophies, as some have done, and so many variations out there. We want to stay in the Word of God. The next chapter will talk about the revelation of the one sitting on the throne, chapter 5. The revelation of one sitting on the throne. There's a book in his hand, and it has 7 seals on it. And those 7 seals are going to be, we're going to talk about it in depth in chapter 5 and chapter 6. So the 7 seals we see in the hand of him that sits on the throne. Who can open these seals? A question is asked. Then we'll show you the one that is worthy to open the seal, all the seals. We'll talk about the vials, which are the prayers of the saints. We'll talk about the song that was sung by the 24 elders. We'll talk about millions and millions and millions of angels around about the throne. And then we'll go on to chapter 6. Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is talking about the seals themselves. So he that is worthy is going to start opening the seals. And we talk about the 4 horsemen of apocalypse. I think you probably heard that, the terminology, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's found here in chapter 6. We got the white horse, one sitting on it. One sits on each horse. The white horse, seal 1. We got the red horse, seal 2. We got the black horse in seal 3. We got the pale horse or the green horse in seal 4. And then in the 5th seal talks about the voices of them that are under the altar. We'll talk about those voices under the altar and those that are praying to God from the grave. So we're going to speak about all the seals. And in the 6th seal, something wonderful happens. A great earthquake. That's the sad part. But a great earthquake happens, and signs in the heaven and on earth. We'll talk about this. And we're going to mention a lot of things in the Old Testament, bringing to light what he's talking about here in the New Testament, in the book of Revelations. Chapter 7, 4 angels are dispatched to bring pain or hurt upon the earth. And we'll talk about that in chapter 7. This is in the 6th seal still. There's 144,000 Jews that are going to be sealed in order to bring end time revival, and we'll talk about that in chapter 7. We're also going to see in the opening of the 6th seal millions and millions and millions upon millions of people in heaven, and we're going to talk about what just happened in that 6th seal. And as the 144,000 are going to be here on earth, and it's going to be awesome what we're going to learn. In chapter 8 is the opening of the seventh seal. The seventh seal, what it does, it brings forth the seven trumpets. So we got seven seals, we got seven trumpets, and then we have the last is the seven vials of the wrath of God. So as we see, we're going to learn so much, but we're going to stay within the first 8 chapters, and we're going to talk about the churches. We're going to talk about he that is worthy to open the seals. We're going to talk about the 7 seals that will be open in the next coming days. God bless you, and I hope you enjoy it.